Anyone else inside?
Damn it!
No harm, no foul. I'll see you soon.
Hey guys.
Hey! Not enough, sir.
That's the longest walk of my life. Going to Universal Studio tours. Thank you.
Yes,
What's
sir.
happening?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're
Right.
so beautiful, Tony Todd. So
It's a good day.
They say you look beautiful, Tony
It's a
Todd.
good day. It's a good day. I woke up with a smile this morning because I heard from my daughter first thing, and my son, I got married last November. My son-in-law is an aspiring documentary filmmaker. He's screening a film today. He's so excited, and I'm so happy for him.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank
We're going to start it out. Zigzag here has a question for you real quick.
Zigzag.
Yes, sir.
Zigzag.
How you doing, Zigzag?
Excellent. Great to be talking to you again.
It's
We've
good to be
talked
up
in the
there.
past.
Okay.
And I'll get to that in a minute. It's about Candyman. But I wanted to talk a little bit first about Night of the Living Dead.
Yes, sir. That was my introduction to the horror community. That was it. Tom Savini, Trisha Tallman, everybody, Tom Tolles, William Butler.
Yes.
Marcelli's. It was just a beautiful experience.
How was
And to be directed by Tom.
Yes, and how was this brought to you? Was it, you have to audition for this part of Ben? Did you go after it?
No, I was doing a film in the Pittsburgh area called Criminal Justice.
Yes.
With Forrest Whitaker. And he was the one that found out about it. And he came to me one day and said, Tony, you know, they're getting auditioning people for this. You look just like Dwayne. So it was a Saturday, it was my day off. I went over to the production office. I saw Tom sneaking through the hallway. He went like this, like there was no more opportunity. And I literally, he'll confirm this, I grabbed him, not in a gentle way, but I put him against the wall and I just did this monologue about what Ben would do. And that was on a Saturday. Monday I had the gig. You know, and we shot for 6 weeks in Washington, PA. I've never seen so many zombies in my life. I mean, we were all eating, you know, we shot at night.
Yeah,
so it was like sitting at the dinner table with people with axes in their heads, and sticks up their nose, you know, it was very delightful. One day I had to run away, I had to go back to Pittsburgh, you know, have some release.
Was there anybody we might have heard of that you were up against for that role that you know of?
No, I don't worry about competition like that.
And after friendly Tom Savini, of course.
Yeah, you gotta be fearless. I mean, I know a lot of actors,
Yeah.
and I know, you know, we know each other. So you get the job that you're supposed to get, and you don't cut it, or you don't try to pull another man down. You just go. And when I was a bartender for 3 years, right, and I tell one of my favorite customers at a bar called the West Bank Theater Bar in New York City. James Gandolfini was one of my favorite clients, and every day he would come in and say, "Oh Jesus, I didn't get the part. I got this." And I said, "James, I didn't know anything. I just hanging there." 10 years later, the man's on The Sopranos. So anything can happen. You just have to have faith. You have to believe in yourself, have a good support system, and be humble. Whatever it is.
The original Night of the Living Dead has one of the most gut-punching endings of all time.
You mean me coming back from the basement, that part?
I'm going back to the original. The original.
Oh, the original
How
part,
that
yeah.
one ends, that hurt, you know, after all that struggle. How did
That's
you
the
feel, I mean, yours went, they changed it a bit.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that? Because I wanted to see which one did you like a little bit better, or?
Well, I like mine the best, but all due respect to Dwayne. I met him before we did the shoot, got his lessons. He was the theater teacher at Redcranke College and New York College, and you know, we agreed. He said I couldn't think of a better choice. So, you know, I think I liked being a zombie at the end. It was I didn't have a problem with that because Ben struggled all through the thing, right? That's why I made the choice when he's finally in the basement to try to light that last cigarette and what else to do but laugh.
You know, that one's a gut punch too, but it's more of a sad punch. But I mean, and
Well,
I know it's the setup to what comes with Mr. Cooper upstairs and everything. So,
Yeah.
and that makes that ending amazing.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
it was fun time. 6 weeks we shot that. And my son was born during that. And, I had an offer to do another project. Well, they offered me New Jack City, right? But my son was born. I wanted to be a hero, so I chose, that role.
Wonderful. Yeah. Sure. What's the argument?
Well, I'm going to send Zigzag out into the audience here to find some audience questions, and what we want you to do is just to basically line up down this aisle right here, and then we'll bring you up to this mic right here and go from there.
Yeah, let's meet.
Yeah, let's get some. Let me get a question while they're figuring all that out. But horror has seen sort of a resurgence as of late, and some would say even horror has changed slightly with the advent of elevated horror and things like that. What do you like about the horror genre now, and what are they missing from like the 80s and 90s, the bigger times?
Well, I grew up watching the old Universal classics. That was my standard. Right. And I was the only kid, so I would make the models. I made my Munster Mobile. And those are the standard beers. What I really love about the way, not just horror, but the whole movie industry, is that there's more inclusion.
Yes.
People of all races and nationalities and gender identification. And I think that's important to truly reflect what America is and should be.
Yeah.
So I think that's valuable. I'm not a jealous person. I think I want everybody to have the opportunity to do whatever they want to do to be successful, to find that successful, to feel your heart.
Right. Everybody deserves to have their representation in film, art, everything.
Yeah, there's enough room for everybody.
Absolutely.
Right now, the writers are on strike, and the actors may go on strike next week.
Right.
But I can make an announcement right now that they sent me the script for the new Final Destination a week ago. And we're in the middle of negotiations. So Craig Perry, if you're listening, you know what it takes.
Call me up the bus, Craig.
No, but after being in 4 of them, I think,
Oh, you're due.
yeah, I'm the only survivor, so.
That's what we call a scoop, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's a scoop, that's a hot take.
Right, you guys go, here we go. I don't want to hear any
Final
complaints about
Destination Bloodline.
Bloodline. Don't ever complain about nothing cool ever coming here and getting dropped for This is Sam from Albuquerque.
Hey, Sam,
Hey, how are you?
I'm wonderful today, thank you.
I'm doing well, thanks. So you played multiple characters on Star Trek. Could you maybe discuss your experience working on that show?
Yeah, that was one of my, I did a lot of TV work with Viacom. I did Matlock and Taking a Fat Man and Father Dowling, and finally they sent me something I really was interested in, being on board the Enterprise. That was my number one goal. I get this part, I get to go on board. Because my woman raising my aunt, we used to watch the original Star Trek together, and she would give me life lessons. So they auditioned me. Actually, they had auditioned me 3 other times before that, and they kept bringing me back, and I chose to write the character, Curran. And I love being a Klingon. There was no more noble character in Star Trek history. We don't eat replicated bird meat and bring on the sweets. So it was a lot of fun. But then the highlight was when I went to Deep Space Nine. My aunt had passed, and I was inconsolable for a month. And finally, out of the blue, they sent me the script for The Visitor. And it was like she was reaching out and saying, just honor me with this. So everything in that character was her movements and how she would talk to me, her gentleness and inspiration.
Thank you.
We've got Russell from Dallas.
All right.
Hey, Russell.
Very excitable, Russell, I see.
Thank you. I know that you're known for being in horror movies, but I just loved you as Curran in Star Trek TNG
Thank you, man.
and DS9.
Yeah.
And Visitor, one of the most beautiful episodes of Star Trek, whether it's TOS, TNG, Deep Space Nine, whatever. Loved you so much in that role. So
Star Trek fans started this whole convention process. I remember the very first con I went to was in Vermont. I think it cost $5 to get into. and the signatures were $5, but there was a bonding between the audience and the band and the fans and the actors that was indescribable. We all hung out together. I think I got kicked out of the hotel. No, not that time. I went over to Burnsmith, England, and they have rubber duckies, you know? So I told everybody, I was just feeling feisty, I said, I want everybody to collect the rubber duckies and throw them in the pool. There was a knock on my door at 7 in the morning. Mr. Todd, management, this is you encouraged, the pool was flooded with rubber duckies. And to this day, one of my hobbies, I collect rubber duckies from all over the world. And whenever I take a bath, yes I do, I play with my duckies.
Nice.
And my cats.
Glory to you in your hearts.
There's something I never thought I would hear Tony Todd ever say. I play with my duckies.
Yeah, they're great, they're harmless, and they float. Some of them sing, but you know.
None of you thought you were going to come in and learn something today, did you?
Let's stir up some controversy here to get this place on the map. There's a splash pad across the street. Let's encourage everybody to go throw some rubber duckies out there later.
Well, I don't think you're gonna find, but an omelet and green chilies.
Oh, yeah.
Out here, you know, I had an omelet this morning, I was packed with green chilies, very energetic.
I have Margot from Albuquerque.
Hello, Margo.
Hello, thank you so much for coming to Albuquerque. We really appreciate it. I just wanted to ask you how you feel about Jordan Peele's new Candyman and how it explores race in America in comparison to the Candyman that you participated in.
Well, I think Bernard Rose and Clive Barker's original set the template. I was in South Africa working on Project for Universal when I got a call, and it was Jordan. And I mean, I heard whispers about it, but he called me on the phone, he explained the concept, and he actually told me that he saw me in New York City at a place called Grape and Pies, a famous hot dog joint. And I said, well, how old were you? And he told me I was 13, 14. I said, why didn't you say something? I said, you were with your kids. And I thought that was really respectful. So we made it work, we made it happen. So it's a continuation. I'm not a type of person to be jealous over anybody's success. It's a continuation. And you guys still request my signature. You know, Candyman is one of 100 and something movies I've done, but it's a favorite, so why should I be upset? And it does explore the race relationships.
The modern
Both.
Yeah, right, from 90s and, yeah, absolutely.
It's a love story at its core. It's a tragic love story. That's the whole point.
Right,
Yeah.
right, absolutely.
We have Jay from Albuquerque.
Jay,
Nice to see you, Mr. Todd.
nice to see you.
So I just wanted to follow the trend first and just give an appreciation for your performance in The Visitation, because that tore me up. That was, I had to call my dad like right after that. It was such a good
I'm
performance.
telling you, David Livingston directed that, and everybody on that set, we knew we had something special. And every scene, we treated it like, it was my favorite moment on television,
Yeah,
me personally.
that's great.
And
I was going
I've
to
had
ask you real quick though about Platoon.
Platoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how that shoot was.
Well, it was my very first film, 1986. I'd been bartending for 3 years in New York, and I was doing a lot of theater. I did a production of Johnny Got His Gun by Dalton Trumbull. Oliver Stone's people saw that. Next thing you know, I'm having a meeting. Next thing you know, I'm in the Philippines, working on memories that will last forever. We had a wonderful cast, good experiences. 4 months with Jungle Man.
But one of the greatest war movies ever made.
Well, that's because we spent 3 weeks doing a mock boot camp where nobody could change the drawers for 3 weeks. And we were living in
That would be illegal in today's Hollywood.
oh my God, Jesus Christ. But we were so energetic and impassioned by the material, and thank God nobody got injured during the filming.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes, we have Crystal from somewhere near Albuquerque.
Hey, Crystal, from
Very,
somewhere.
very mysterious.
Rio Rancho was kind of fun.
Okay.
A little nervous, sorry. But Candyman being based off of a Clive Barker story, was that your first encounter with Clive Barker's work?
Yeah.
Did it lead you into becoming maybe a fan of his work or horror fiction in general? Is it something you enjoy reading on your own time?
I'm an avid reader of all kinds of sources. I'm working on my autobiography as we speak. Clive is on set while we film. He's a great man, powerful imagination. And he gave me one of his paintings. So I have that, and many, many memories.
So you just kind of worked with Clive rather and didn't keep pursuing reading his work because other things came up?
No, I read his work. I had to read the original source, forbidden before I even did the job. I had to do that, get the impulses and stuff. And I made a little dream book as I was doing it. I knew the bee scenes were going to be memorable forever because they were real. Every scene you see, we didn't do any CGI. Those bees were in me, in my mouth, ears. They came home with me. And we had a crazy bee runner named Norman Gary, who was ranking bees for a living. And one day he said to me about 3 days before shooting, "Tony, I want you to meet the co-stars." And I said, "What are you talking about, Norman?" He says, "No, come on." And he was so excited. He opens the trailer and there were like 1,000 bees buzzing around this thing. I said, "Wow, that's cool. I mean, I'm gonna go now." But they never left me, and I got 26 stings altogether. So we made it happen.
Now, is that rumor about the $1,000 a sting?
Absolutely true.
All right.
Wow.
I've been wondering that for a while.
I had a great lawyer. Speaking of lawyers, if anybody follows me on Twitter at Tony Todd 54, I have a lawyer named Steve that just signed a Tony Todd LLC to create my own legal medicinal strains. The first one's going to be called Tony Todd's Killer Kush, and we're thinking of Night Living Bud, and other things. We can't use the ones I really want to use, legal purses, sweet to the sweet.
Are you kidding me?
Cannabis man?
Cannabis. I'm open to suggestions, but the first is going to be Killer Kush.
Oh.
It's going to be
I'm going to
great.
trademark that right now. Cannabis man.
You know my name is Zigzag.
So we're going to bring happiness, more happiness to people, and create generation. Marijuana was introduced to American society by jazz musicians, okay? Back in the 30s, and nobody profited from that. Now that things are legal, most of the growers and the dispensaries are not run by people of color. So this is my way of getting on top of that and being inclusive in that. I smoke a lot to relax, okay? That's how I calm down.
One thing I've noticed here is Albuquerque does love their marijuana.
I see that. I see that. But you guys, I live in Marina Del Rey, which is right on the ocean, and in my neighborhood, there's at least 6 dispensaries within walking distance.
And we've got Steven from Albuquerque.
Hey, Steve.
Very pleasure to meet you, Mr. Todd.
It's good to meet you.
I remember seeing you in one of the Hatchet movies. What was that like?
Adam Green is a young filmmaker. I met him at a con first, like 3 years before he got it. He was a fan guy, and he told me I'm going to make a movie, and I supported him. And next thing you know, I'm invited to do the first one, and then the second one I was told to do. And Kane Hodder is a great friend of mine, so it was easy.
Well, yeah.
And also, I was able to support somebody's dream.
Right. Yeah, I remember. I remember seeing. I remember seeing Kane Hodder. Even like all like Jason and Freddie and all that. And I remember seeing you in Hatchet, and I'm like, wow, it's actually pretty awesome. Seeing him play something besides. No disrespect to Candyman. And I just thought it was pretty cool that we were playing somebody other than, Candyman with at least a bit more, you know what I mean?
That's what actors do.
Yeah, well, if you look at my body of work, man, I always fight against stereotyping, right? So there's Bernard Rhodes, who directed Candyman. We have a film that's on Prime right now called Traveling Light, which we shot at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was also inclusive of the George Floyd incident. I play an Uber driver who's trying to navigate through the madness. I know it's not a horror film, folks, but if you ever have any time on your hands, check it out, because Bernard is a genius, and we work together a lot.
Now, Steven,
Speaking of your body of work, though.
you've already said,
Go ahead.
I'm just going to say, you've already said Candyman twice. I think we're all keeping score here. Do not say it 3 more times this weekend, okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's enough.
I kind of don't want to have to, deal with that because as soon as I watched that movie, I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm seeing what happens to the people in the movie, so I'm probably best not going to test that.
No, you're not. Stay away from mirrors.
All right, thank you, Mr. Todd.
You're welcome.
We got, go ahead, Frank, go ahead.
Speaking of your body of work, my mother was a fan of you in Young and the Restless. God rest her soul, by the way.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Okay. There's a reason why I took Young and the Restless. One of my first gigs in New York City was a soap opera called 11. Okay. I was just out of school. I got my master's in theater, and I asked them. I said, "Well, who is this guy? Where's he come from? What does he want? What's his main goal?"
Right.
And we got a call from the agent saying, I'm welcome. Thank you. Because the soap opera is so fast and they don't have time for questions. They just want, like generality. So when Young and Restless came up, that was also everything is rooted back to my aunt, okay, who saved my life. And that was her favorite soap. And they came to me and I did, 22 episodes.
Something like that.
Knocked them out. That's
Yeah.
it. And also I conquered that fear by my first job.
Oh, my mom was pissed when you were gone. I'll be honest. Yeah, we
It was a
talked.
small company,
Oh, yeah.
We got Alex from Albuquerque over here.
Yes, hi.
Hello.
Hey man, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How you
Good.
doing? Good. I just wanted to know, what is your favorite scary movie?
My favorite, well, I got two, for two different reasons. I love Rosemary's Baby, because it's real. I used to live on the Upper West Side, close to where the Dakota building is, which also took the life of John in it. That's as a child, one of my favorite movies was Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Because they had everybody. That was fun. And Bella took it seriously, which I always loved. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We may have time for one or two more.
Okay.
What do
We
we have?
finish these three here, we'll run them quick.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
no
go.
worries. Well, not quick, but.
Chris from Albuquerque.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Mr. Todd.
Hey,
Again. You've been credited with, 230 plus roles from Grange, Bloodworth, Candyman, notably. I just want to know what your favorite role you've ever personally played would be.
Well, I started in the theater, right? And theater is my very first love. I originated King Henry II, August Wilson. Did Fences 2 years in a row. I was supposed to do it this year, things happened. I'm looking at doing Paul Robinson story next year. It's just the acting piano. So that's where I get my creative fuel from. Makes me the most happy. Movies by the house and TV buys the furniture.
Very nice.
I mean, but sometimes there's gold in those hills.
Yeah.
Like things like The Rock made me happy. I got to work with Ed Harris, and I've been blessed.
Definitely.
I'm appreciative. I'm always humble. I try to.
Definitely. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
We're gonna bring it home with Jenny and Mabry.
I remember.
Hi.
Hi.
First, I wanted to thank you for talking about inclusivity in the industry. That is really refreshing and beautiful. And also, I wanted to say that as a kid growing up in a terrible household, horror was something that got me through it. I was able to separate myself from the events that were happening in my real life by putting myself a little bit into the horror film. And your film was incredibly important to me, not only because you're a fantastic theatrical actor, but also because there was something sort of beautiful and magical about that film. And I just want to say thanks.
No, that means a lot to me. Thank you. And the incomparable Virginia Madsen. I couldn't have done it without her.
Yes.
And she signed off on me doing the part. She was a producer at the time.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you, guys.
yeah, that's gonna do it. We got one more.
We got 2 more minutes.
Whoa.
2 more minutes, we can knock out 2 more questions.
No, I got one last question, I think.
Yeah.
You are obviously a man of faith. You talk about it a lot
I do.
in your meetings with people.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where you had some kind of conflict with a character that you were playing that went against your faith, that you had to kind of, make amends with or
No,
anything
no,
like
because
that?
those are just characters. I try to choose differences and stuff. I will say, one of my favorite film experiences, and it goes back to my aunt, is I brought her out to Calgary. There was a Western called Black Box with Christopher Reeve. It was also on Prime. We did 3 TV movies, 2 hours apiece. It was going to be a series. And then we had our break. Unfortunately, Christopher had his accident. But while we were filming it, I flew my aunt up first class to Calgary. She cursed me out. It got some turbulence. But then they built a ramp for her and put a special chair. And she got to watch for 2 weeks me riding horses, riding stagecoaches, shooting at people with fake guns and stuff. Just being, her favorite form of movies were Western. So, and it's based on a true story about the first black federal marshal in the United States, Britt Johnson. So go find it. It's beautiful. Me and Christopher Reeve lock horns, and we had a great time.
Very nice.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Tony Todd right here.